Kenya began 2018 with two presidents.
I, Uhuru Kenyatta.
I, Raila Odinga.
But in under 2 months, the tension and anxiety that had gripped the nation was wiped away in just one handshake on the doorsteps of Harambee House, a scenario akin to the 2008 handshake, only that Kenyatta had replaced Mwai Kibaki in the political script.
Yaliyopita si ndwele, tugange yajayo.
So secret were the moves in the run-up to the March 9th handshake that even those very close to Kenyatta and Odinga were kept in the dark, a decision made ostensibly to lock out the would-be hardliners.
Kasema mimi sitaki kuongea na wale watu ambao wanaongea juu ya 2022. Akaja akasema basi niko tayari. Tuongee wawili. Mimi siji na Ruto na wewe usikuje na Kalonzo.
Most people didn't know, including myself, a lot. We were coming on board on various phases to try now and ravel out and assist them to get together that vision that they had already formulated. The secrecy comes from the fact that nobody else had a role to play until they themselves could concretize between themselves the vision of what they wanted to do.
There's never been anxiety insofar as the handshake is concerned. It is actually the misuse of that handshake, which we are just calling out those who are actually trying to, first of all, you've had people who say that this handshake is private, it's between two people.
I've asked him to embrace.
From the handshake to the hug shake. Confessions, apologies, and more hugs.
He accused me of having insulted him. I also told him he also insulted me. He called me Kimundu Muguruki.
We have hurt one another. On my behalf, Ndugu, I ask for your forgiveness.
Even those who earlier cried foul for being left out when the handshake was crafted began trooping into the tent, raising questions on the future of opposition politics.
Naomba nitangaze kwamba kutoka leo kusitokee mtu anitenganishe mimi na ndugu yangu Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Kwa hivyo mimi I think nitakuwa mtu wa mkono wa Uhuru kuanzia sasa.
Though the handshake brought down the raging political temperatures, it triggered discomfort in the Jubilee household. Deputy President William Ruto, seemingly indifferent to the Kenyatta-Odinga deal, amid concerns from his allies that there were hidden cards in the handshake to lock him out of the 2022 Kenyatta succession matrix.
Saa zingine wanaambiwa ati William Ruto haungi mkono handshake. Mimi nimefika leo Kisumu. Mjue ya kwamba handshake kati ya Uhuru Kenyatta na Raila Odinga, sisi wote tuko nyuma ya handshake.
As a result of the handshake, Odinga landed a plum position at the African Union. Last month, he took up the role of High Representative for Infrastructure Development in the continent, Musyoka too landing a special envoy slot in the South Sudan peace-building process. Kenyatta and Odinga strategically picking Kisumu and Siaya counties as their first destinations to popularize the handshake. Their late fathers Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and Jaramogi Oginga Odinga were locked up in a similar political animosity 5 decades ago.
A lot of what is the political reality in Kenya is a political reality that was written in the contest between Mzee Jomo Kenyatta and Mzee Jaramogi Odinga. And that's the truth, that is there. For their own children to be locked in the same animosity almost 50 years later is a very peculiar moment. And the peculiarity of that moment means that it also affords us the biggest opportunity to reflect back from to where we have come from.
It will be a shame, again, if in 2022 or 2027 or any other elections, you will have Kenyans after voting, fighting in the streets, or after voting or in preparation for another vote, that there will be areas in the country that will be blocked from voting. I think if that happens again in the next elections, then the handshake will be meaningless.
At the heart of this handshake are attempts to find solutions to long-standing national issues that spark ethnic and political friction every 5 years. A panel constituted to collect views from a cross-section of Kenyans, including leaders, clerics, experts and citizens, is expected to submit its report with recommendations by mid-2019, but there is already talk of a looming referendum to amend the constitution enacted 8 years ago. Odinga, for instance, proposing a parliamentary system of government and a 3-tier devolution structure that will introduce 14 regional governments alongside the 47 devolved units, Kenyatta too hinting at a likely departure from the presidential model of governance.
Na hii mambo ya winner take all, ndio wengine wanasikia wamewachwa nje ya serikali, wengine wakiwa kwa serikali. Lazima tujiulize, is that a good thing or not?
With the population census scheduled in 2019, followed by the boundaries delimitation process, two highly political and emotive exercises, the handshake will be put to test. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.